Welcome to Saline Township, Michigan. What you're looking at is the early shape of one of the largest technology infrastructure projects Michigan has ever seen. The site is being called The Barn, and it is part of OpenAI Stargate initiative with Oracle and Related Digital involved in bringing it to life. From the air, it's hard to miss the scale. This is not a small data center tucked behind an industrial park. This is a major AI infrastructure campus being built in the middle of rural Washtenaw County. And whether you're excited by it, concerned by it, or somewhere in between, this is one of those projects that will clearly change the local landscape. The numbers are hard to ignore. Initial construction and site development are estimated at $16 billion. Oracle is also expected to invest another $40 billion into the compute infrastructure itself, bringing the total project value to roughly $56 billion. At peak construction, the site is expected to employ more than 2,500 union construction workers. There are already hundreds of workers on site as the early phases take shape. Once completed, the campus is expected to support more than 450 permanent jobs. As we move across the site, you can start to see the footprint more clearly. The full property covers more than 1,000 acres, but the actual data center development is expected to use about 250 acres. The plan calls for 3 very large single-story buildings, each around 550,000 square feet. The project nickname, The Barn, comes from the historic red barn near the Michigan Avenue entrance, which is being preserved as part of the site. The rest of the property, more than 750 acres, is expected to remain as farmland, wetlands, and forest. That matters because this project sits in an area where land use, farming, and rural character are not abstract issues. They're part of everyday life. Then there's also the power question. A facility like this is built to support heavy AI compute, and that takes a massive amount of electricity. The projected demand is about 1.4 gigawatts, which is roughly comparable to the output of a small commercial nuclear reactor. According to the plans, the power will come through existing DTE energy resources supported by new battery storage and grid infrastructure upgrades paid for by Oracle. Cooling is another major issue for data centers. In this case, the facility is expected to use a one-time fill, closed-loop cooling system. Instead of continuously pulling water from the ground or the Great Lakes, the system recirculates a water and glycol mix. Of course, a project this large, there are questions about rezoning rural land, long-term utility demand, construction traffic. A continuous 55 decibel hum at the property line has been part of the public discussions. To offset some of the local impact, the developers have committed $14 million upfront for the community. That includes $10 million for modernization of the Saline Recreation Center and $4 million for a farmland preservation trust, along with expected ongoing revenue for local schools and the township. So from this view, we're seeing more than a construction site. We're seeing a very real example of how artificial intelligence moves from software, demos, and headlines into land, steel, power, water, roads, jobs, and local politics. The first phase is targeted for early 2027 and the rest in 2028. And like it or not, the future of AI is being built right here in Michigan.